Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Mary Grace Show. I am Mary Grace, the voice of sanity to help you navigate politics, culture, wellness, faith, and world events. We are here today for a quick little artist spotlight. I'm doing something new here on the show. There are so many people who are involved in the arts and who are also MAGA. And they love this country. They love God. They love the arts. God has given them incredible talent and very strong voices for causes that we all believe in. And one of those people is my friend Julie Lavender Ledoux. We go way back. We've been through some things back from the Periscope days. So some of you
Yes.
may recognize her. Welcome to the show, Julie. It's good to have you here. You have a new project, one that you've actually been working on for quite some time, the Amazing series. And it's developed into, quite a lovely little series of books, but also with a very strong message. Welcome to the show. Give us a
You.
little bit of a rundown on what it is that you have for our listeners today.
I'm gonna do the old-fashioned
Yeah,
check this out thing
yeah,
here.
I have them here as
And
well.
these are mini balls of fire for kids 10 to 14 and adults because we've all been pretty traumatized. You know, I have been telling people when I go to conferences, I am the red-pilled Mary Poppins.
Nice.
Mary Poppins flew into the 21st century and took that red pill. She would use her spoonful of sugar to tell the kids these things. If I don't know if you can see them, because she would be less concerned about whether they cleaned their rooms with the snap, whether they got what was going on. And so when you live in a world where there are psycho killers
Yeah,
at very high levels,
yeah.
and they have an agenda to keep people sick and stupid and maybe not even alive. How do you tell that to your kids? You
Hmm.
know, there's some things, but you can't leave it out. Like if your dog gets run over by a car, Mary Grace,
Yeah.
or grandma dies, you don't just go, you don't memory hold that. You don't just say, let's get back to normal. You actually have to sit down and go, kids, Fifi, you know, and you go through the process and grandma. Well, if they're really trying to 86 us off the planet
Hmm.
and have domination and control, then what makes us think we can't we can get away with avoiding that conversation very clearly with children and grandchildren and with the culture? And that's what the Amazing series is all about. It started
Hmm.
out in a different way with a girl named Constance, and I'll tell you the backstory because I think it's people kind of are interested in this.
Yeah.
Constance and her family live in an entirely colorblind town called Greystone Heights. Everyone is colorblind because they all conform to something called the prescribed order operation. It's called the poo. They conform to the poo. And everyone at the grown up factory here on top of the hill, they send their kids there to learn to conform to the poo. But Constance
So
and her
good.
family, they see in full bright color because they interact with the supernatural realm called wonder. So immediately now you're in metaphor. Now you're able to have really deep conversations about meaning, life, purpose, tyranny, abusive medicine, abusive education, abusive communication and media through this metaphor of who sees color and who doesn't. Because color becomes a metaphor for truth and understanding. And in my books, because you can't tell kids that color means all those things, you can't give them black and white illustrations.
Mm.
So I've got 20 full color illustrations
Yeah,
in
it's beautiful. The books are beautiful. Yeah.
magazine quality paper printed out and shipped out of India because we did have a war in the Middle East, right? We still, so like here's Constance learning to see and understand things in the midst of the pressure to conform because she decides she wants to go to school with all the other kids. And her parents aren't really understanding the evil elders of the order. And I'm having so much fun creating these characters, the evil elders of the order, because they can help us explain to kids how elite cabal people work. And in book one, I start to unpack this in a beautiful way. And my characters are really hilarious and funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
So book one, and I have adults read my books because haven't we all been traumatized?
I was gonna say it really seems like this would I was gonna ask you, like, how is this translating to, for example, family members and adult friends who aren't able to hear what we've been trying to tell them, who are still kind of steeped in the indoctrination of the PBS and the CNN and things like that. Have you had any testimonials or success stories with people sharing these books, with those family members or friends?
Well, I think they're being shared for sure, and I think
Mhm.
that well, I wrote them with this in mind because if you're
Yeah.
just talking about color
Yeah.
color and control, and you're talking in generalities in metaphor, people can fill in whoever they think they want those evil elders of the be to be, right?
Yeah.
Some people are gonna read this and go, "That guy is a right-wing guy," right? Or,
Mhm.
"That guy is a left-wing guy," or somebody and so you have to but see, what I'm trying to help kids do in the series is unpack things conceptually, because once you get the concept and you see how
Mhm.
tyranny works and you see how control works,
Yeah.
this is about propaganda.
Yeah.
Um, then because they're always changing what we're supposed to be terrified of, right? First, we're supposed to be
Mhm.
terrified of this thing, and then we're supposed to be terrified of that thing, and then we're supposed to
Yeah.
just stop thinking and give them control. So if I can tell kids how it works and I'm doing it really successfully, then it doesn't really matter what they slide in to be the thing you're supposed to take and do and
Mhm.
accept, because they see largely in metaphor.
Yeah.
These are very anti-establishment, but people are in a on a spiritual spectrum of how they understand that. So wonder,
Mhm.
the world of wonder that empowers my
Yeah.
family members and kids, is something that will unfold over 10 books, right? I've got the first
Right.
3 printed and available, but by book 4, let me tell you about book 3 real quick.
Tell us, but okay, people are already wondering as we're talking, what's the website? How can they order them?
Okay, this is really important because
Yeah,
they're not anywhere else
because
but
we
on my
wanna we wanna make sure people know how they can get them, and
yeah,
we'll put this information up in the show notes as
thank
well.
you. It's
We just
really
wanna make
important.
sure, yeah. Yeah, let's let
Because
people know.
if you go to you have to type it in, you can't search it right now. You
Okay.
search for me, you're gonna wind up on a national park site, okay, with the idea. It's the quest for wonder.com, thequestforwonder.com. If you go there, you're gonna see a nifty kind of just welcoming video about the project and the concepts, and you can scroll down and get a free copy of book 1 and a free audiobook. Okay, as and pay shipping and handling, and you get these.
And you're gonna have them all on audio as well?
I have them all in audio, but guess what? If you go and just on that site,
Okay.
thequestforwonder.com, you get book 1 free with a bonus audio. There are study
Nice.
guides, by the way, but then I want you to stay on there and go ahead and get books 2 and 3, because that's where the spice is.
Yeah,
Plus, you get bonuses
yeah,
there as well, and you can't get this anywhere else. I'm very anti-establishment, you
yeah.
guys.
And
So
these books, let me just say, I just wanna say this is like a hefty book. This isn't like a cheap little pamphlet.
no.
I mean, and it's really nice, beautiful paper, beautifully printed. I mean, this is the kind of series that you'll pass down, to generations. It's
Yeah.
super nice, really super high
I'm
quality.
I'm
Yeah,
telling the truth story of what's happened to us in the 21st century.
yeah.
And I can tell you this, guys, no one else on the whole planet is doing this. There are some excellent good and evil kids stories and adult stories. But I'm convinced people 20, 30 years from now will pick up these books and go, "Oh my gosh, that's exactly what happened to us."
Mhm,
And I'll tell you how I kind of zoom in on that. By book 1 is an introduction to all the concepts, and it begins to set the tone for what's going on behind the scenes through establishment characters,
mhm,
because this family is the only family that stands between the elders of the order and their complete dominion.
mhm,
So that sets up so many things. In book 2, I embrace the concept of how they use science to pervert information by controlling the questions people are allowed to ask. This one goes into origins. This one goes into, again, structures of control and
mhm.
relationships and discernment.
Yeah,
And by book 3, when people in other people in the town besides this one family have begun to see
mhm,
color, which is a metaphor for clarity,
Mhm.
for yourself,
Yeah, yeah,
revelation, and understanding. The elders of the order are freaking out because now this family is affecting other people and others are seeing color. So check this out. The elders of the order say, well, we can't tell them that they haven't seen color. We'll just tell them what it means. And so they tell everyone that a plague has leaked out into the town. And if you see color, it could kill you. And so, therefore, everyone in the town, all the media is saturated with the plague, and color could kill you everywhere you go. So
yeah.
they tell everyone you have to wear gray glasses at all times on your face to protect you from catching the color plague. And this is exactly what we went through.
Yeah,
When kids hear me talk about it, they go, Mommy, 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 that's what we went through.
yeah,
They're still processing that trauma. And we are too. And we
yeah,
can't ignore that. And in book
yeah.
4, and so
Oh,
then,
yeah, tell us about book 4.
okay, Chillis, so this is my book's The Amazings series.
Mhm.
Constance in the Battle for Wonder is book 1.
Yep,
You get that for free with an audiobook, but then you're going to level up and get book 2, Constance and Chance, her crazy brother,
yep,
and Big
yep.
Bang Backlash. Constance in Charleston, he's the nerd who reads the dictionary just for fun, who understands that the power of words can control the world. And that's what
Mhm.
this book is about. Constance in Charleston and the bombastic bafflegab, which is really super fun language for propaganda. That's exactly what it means. And what happens when people are propagandized and terrorized. And he begins to try to communicate to his sister that's still going to the school. See, she's got her gray glasses. He's going, this is dumb. I've researched it. You could never protect yourself from a minuscule biohazard by slapping something on your face. You'd have to live in a bubble,
Trust
right?
the science.
So he creates a newspaper to tell the truth. And now we're about cancel culture. Now we're about what happens when people roll in to shut you down or maybe lock you up for what you say and think. I'm in the deep end with your kids. But it's hilarious and funny. And remember, we always have wonder. This is the 7-color rainbow of color to give us revelation and truth. But what happens if all the children in the town decide they take off their glasses because they want to see for themselves? Don't we wish that all the children in every little institution across the country would have ripped something off their faces and just said, leave me alone?
Yeah.
In my book, that possibility happens. And we begin to teach children how they can stand up. But in book 4, which needs to be printed if y'all buy these, in book 4, they say, you know what, because the kids won't wear the glasses, we've come out with prescribed safety drops that everybody has to put in their eyes to keep them safe because they'll be permanently colorblind and they'll never see color.
Right.
Then we'll let you all leave your houses if you take our prescribed safety drops. But Mary Grace, what if some children are blinded by those drops? Is this
Right.
not exactly what people are dealing
Yeah.
with?
Yeah.
No one else is telling this story the way I am. And you're not going to get it anywhere else but coming to the questforwonder.com. But I'm so passionate about this because we have experienced trauma, mind control on such a heavy level. We have to tell this to the children because they're inheriting all of this. They're inheriting this world. So we don't get to not have a conversation about the world orderers ordering forum,
Mhm.
which is what is all about. I write about the WEF, but it's called the World Orders Ordering Forum in book 5. And by book 5, I have a weather weapon. I have atmosphere alteration. I have the great reordering that everyone has to. So now from between book 1 in my series up to book 5, I'm helping children understand global control and how it works. And
Children and adults.
right. And guess what? They want them to eat bug sandwiches at school. And they want, and so Tyrannists are hilarious. They make great characters.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
they do.
all over my books.
Yeah. Have you
And
ever seen Clay Clark when he comes on my show and he has, like, the face
yes,
puppets
yes.
Charles Schwab and Noah Yuval Charles Schwab and his hairless cat, Noah Yuval Harari?
Well, I actually have a character called Kraus Schnob, who is head of the World Orders Ordering Farm.
Okay, look, we got your QR code up here.
Thank you.
So, this is it, everybody, thequestforwonder.com. You can scan this QR code or you can go directly. You have to type in the website. That's how you
The
get them.
Quest for Wonder. Yeah.
So, Julie is giving away the first book and the audio for free. You pay for shipping, and it sounds like the best deal is to buy the set, to buy the
Well, you need
series.
to because they're all
Yeah.
priced really well.
Yeah.
But you will get bonuses. And you,
Yeah.
by the way, there are study guides for each thing. If you
Mhm.
want to have conversations with your child, with your children, the vocabulary is rich. I homeschool
Yeah.
kids, so I understand
Yeah.
how you need to teach at all times into situations and into literature.
Mhm.
So that's built into this whole deal. And if
Yep.
you guys go and support this, then I'll be able to tell the people in India, hey, let's print the books 4 and 5 and
I was
really
gonna say, is there a pre-order option as well that they can
not
pre-order?
yet. That's a
Okay,
great idea, though.
okay. This is kind of like crowdfunding. The This is a way, everybody listen, your people talk about breaking free from, the big business, all the big conglomerates, big corporate things. This is a way to do this. This is an independent truth teller, artist, publisher, author, just like our friend Dave. You have supported him through the years with his Q books, with um, he, um, all of his healing books. And this is another way that you can support this. We have somebody who is telling the truth, not just to your kids, but to pretty much anybody who's grappling with what has happened the last 4 years. Because I think deep down, even the people who aren't admitting it are starting to have questions about what's been going on. And I have a feeling that getting their hands on these stories could just give them the permission to admit, okay, there's more to this. Maybe I was wrong. And, there's something deeper behind what's been happening. And so I encourage everybody, the website again is thequestforwonder.com. You're also on social media. How can people find you on, I think you're very active on X, also Instagram. Are you on Facebook?
I am. I just didn't want to give you too much, but it's
Okay, let's just tell
Lavender
them.
Ledoux. There's another Julie Lavender out there who writes some kids' books. While I was underground rethinking this, she stepped forward and writes small board booky type things that are,
Oh,
you know what I mean? So now I'm Julie Lavender Ledoux, just so you can find me. But
okay,
yeah, I'm there, and I'm posting a lot of clips from interviews and things
good.
because I really jump into the deep end on these subjects
Mhm.
because and at homeschool conferences when I speak on when trauma hits home and how to deal with trauma, and I take people through some things I've learned from Dave Hayes and share his material
Good.
there. But
That's
because
great.
the thing of it is we have to develop very, very resilient families and children.
Mhm.
So have you noticed, Mary Grace, that sometimes a very childlike story can minister very deeply to an adult? Because when you're I remember actually, during the COVID thing and being locked down, and I was actually writing this book at that time.
Mhm.
I didn't know how to end the book because I didn't know if my family was going to be okay or I was going to be okay, if the world was going to be okay.
Mhm.
And it was such a scary feeling to go, I don't know who's going to scream at me when I don't have my gray glasses on today. I don't know who's going to
Yeah. Yeah.
disinvite me to Thanksgiving because I don't have the
I don't know
gray.
who's gonna call the police on me.
Yeah, the safety drops. I don't have the
Yeah.
safety drops in my eyes. So, and I don't have my my social ordering thing, that says I can buy your food and all that stuff. And so I what I some of the parents I talk to at homeschool conventions, they say, "Oh, we know all this stuff." And I say, "Yeah, but you need to give a big, beautiful, happy, positive narrative to live out of because I believe we live in the best time ever.
Yeah.
And I believe wonder is real.
Mhm.
It's, you know,
Yeah.
he's real."
Yes.
And and so we have to live out of wonder. We have to teach our kids to live out of wonder. And these are hilarious, heart pumping, heroic, and hell vanquishing. Because if you know who your enemies are and you can see how
Yeah.
ridiculous evil is, and you can live out of wonder. In reality, you can laugh, you can be hell vanquishing, right? And these are healing because and adults, I'll do read throughs and stuff with people, and they'll go,
Mhm.
"Oh my gosh, you have to get this out here," because we can feel what it did to us, and it did that to our
Yeah.
kids. So we
Yeah.
can't just pretend it didn't happen. We can't just move on and go, "Let's just go to normal." What normal? What normal are you talking about, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these are super
Okay.
powerful, and
Thank you.
and
Yeah.
I would love to share them with everyone, and we've done the best we can to deliver a super high product because we're competing with screens, you guys.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my books are technology free, so they'll never be aged out. There's maybe a radio and a TV in it. I actually have a rotary dial phone in one of my books, and I had to spend
Nice.
time trying to help us have a collective
Mhm.
memory of things
Yeah.
to bring
Yeah.
them to our kids, right, in these
Yes,
books.
exactly, yeah. So thank you so much, Julie, for being here. This is for those of you who are just joining or catching the tail end, we have an artist spotlight, artist and truth teller spotlight, and this is our friend Julie Lavender Ledoux, author of the Wonder series
The
and
amazing
see the
series.
amazing series, thequestforwonder.com. Anybody can go and find this, get the first book for free. And we look forward to seeing the future success. And let us know if you decide to take pre-orders and crowdfunding for the next part of the series. You're planning 10 books. Is that what you said? 10.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
this is a 5-book kind of little set,
Okay.
but
Great.
it'll go
Great.
10, and we'll go even deeper into what
Perfect. Yeah.
we're
And
doing.
who knows what they'll try. You may have topic for more books or for a different age group.
I already do.
Okay, there we go. Thank you again, Julie, for
Thank
being
you.
here. Everybody, the code is up on the screen. I'm gonna give you a couple of more messages before we go, and, it's been wonderful having you here, Julie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will see you next time. Appreciate you reaching out, and thank you for the books. Love them. Thanks. So I want to remind everybody as you are here today, a couple of things. If you miss shows here on the Mary Grace Media, on Mary Grace Media, the Mary Grace Show, please go to my website, marygracemedia.com, and you can sign up for the mailing list. You can also find links to our sponsors. And we have a new sponsor here on the Mary Grace Show. I wanted to highlight our new sponsor today. A lot of people are asking and wondering about gold. They're hearing about gold IRA. You're hearing about how to roll your IRA over into physical gold or silver. And I have teamed up with Augusta Precious Metals. They're offering for you a free IRA gold guide. There's nothing that you have to do except go to the QR code here and scan it and get the guide. There's no obligation. You don't have to pay for it. This is to help you understand what's going on in the market, how you can get your IRA into physical precious metals, and what that looks like with your retirement going forward, how you access it. All of those things. I'm not an expert on it. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not giving you financial advice, but I am offering you a free guide. So you can go to the link on your screen here, scan it. It's also in our show notes, and you can get free access to this information, and then you can make an informed decision. The other thing I want to emphasize here is that we have one of our best sponsors is griddownchowdown.com. These guys are helping you have a solution if the grid goes down and you don't have a generator, you don't have a way of freezing a bunch of food. This is ground beef that has been freeze dried. And griddownchowdown.com, promo code Mary Grace, actually you can get buy one, get one if you get the 24 serving subscription, the monthly or bi-monthly subscription. They're going to give you 4 free servings when you go to the website, griddownchowdown.com. This is a pound of ground beef. You can make whatever you want with it once you add water, hamburgers, lasagna, tacos, anything you do with ground beef normally, it's right here in this package. It is sealed and it will stay fresh in this package for 15 to 25 years. Unless you want to use it as your monthly or weekly cooking, then you open the package, add water, and you've got fresh beef. So it's good for all kinds of uses. Griddownchowdown.com. Also, I want to make sure everybody's taking care of your health. go and see our friend Dr. Troy Sproul at officialsynapse.com. They are going to help you get to the root cause of what is causing the autoimmune or the health condition that you have that other doctors in the traditional space are not solving. Officialsynapse.com. We need to be the healthiest we can be going into this next phase of the information war, whatever it is that you are fighting, whether it's on the home front, in the digital space, all of those things. Get yourself healthy, get to the root cause, work with functional medicine doctors. They work with you on in all 50 states and multiple countries. You do not have to be physically present at their office to get treated. Dr. Troy Sproul, we had him on the show just recently for a live Q&A. We do that about once a month. Officialsynapse.com. Tell them that Mary Grace sent you. And we will be back with another show shortly in a couple of days. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Please support our friend Julie Lavender and let her know that you are committed to spreading truth and to getting your families, your children, your grandchildren, nieces and nephews, and your normie friends educated and understanding what is going on in this information space and what we've been dealing with the last several years. I'm thankful for everybody who has been supporting this show for so long. Please, as always, go to the website, marygracemedia.com. You can get links to everything that I shared here, and you can get in touch with me through the website and join my mailing list. Everybody have a great day. Thank you for being here, and we will be back soon with another episode of The Mary Grace Show.